Wrestling fans are amongst the most passionate fans in the entire world, but sometimes they can take things way too far. Fans over the years have been known to throw items at wrestlers, and sometimes they've actually managed to hit their intended target. This type of behavior should never be encouraged and should always lead to a lifetime ban and even criminal charges being filed. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at 10 times WWE wrestlers had objects thrown at them in the ring. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. Number 10. Natalia. Crown Jewel 2019 was a historic pay-per-view as Natalia and Lacey Evans became the first two female wrestlers to wrestle in Saudi Arabia. This was a huge deal for the entire wrestling world, as at one point in time it seemed unlikely that this would ever happen. Whilst most fans in Saudi were thrilled to see Natalia and Evans wrestle, one fan was so angry with this match taking place that he decided to throw a water bottle at Natalia during her entrance. Now thankfully the bottle didn't hit her, and Natalia's reaction was insanely professional as she didn't let the fans' terrible conduct affect her mindset heading into the match. During an interview with Yahoo Sports, the former women's champion was asked about the incident, and this is what she had to say. "When that water bottle was thrown, it was kind of a symbolic of my life, our lives as people. I've yet to meet a person who has yet to have a struggle in their journey. For me, all I could think of at that moment was, oh, a bottle was thrown. I was going to keep going forward because forward is forward no matter what the pace is. Because of that mindset, I've gotten to where I am today. I've had so much worse than bottles thrown at me." Number 9. Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho was cemented as one of the top heels in all of WWE in 2009, and his heel work made fans so angry during a live event in London, England, that one fan threw a glow stick in the ring and it hit Jericho square in the eye. Now, Jericho was so angry with the fans' actions that he encouraged the rest of the fans to do the same thing, but this sent the show into total chaos as the fans filled the ring with DX glow sticks. According to Jericho himself during an interview on Busted Open Radio, this incident resulted in being reprimanded by WWE management. "I'm doing my promo, typical heel stuff, everyone's booing. Some dude hits me in the eyeball, it hit me hard, it pissed me off. And I was like, alright, you wanna throw stuff at me? Everyone go ahead. Everyone starts throwing stuff at me. There's a snowstorm of these glow sticks. There must have been 100. I remember being like a ninja, like Sugar Ray Leonard, boxing them out of the way. After the show, I was told that Stephanie McMahon wants me fined and she wants me suspended. Well, Stephanie's not my boss. I don't give a shit what Stephanie wants. You can tell her that." Number 8. Stephanie McMahon. The heel work of Stephanie McMahon during the Attitude Era was tremendous, as Stephanie truly knew how to get under the skin of the audience. However, this decorated heel work backfired when, according to Kurt Angle, a fan threw a baseball at Stephanie during a show. The details of the incident have been kept top secret, but Angle would offer some details on his podcast, as well as discuss the reaction of Vince McMahon. "This is crazy, so I was going to call the police, and I called Vince McMahon instead because earlier that night during the show, Stephanie McMahon walked out down the ramp and someone threw a baseball at her, and Vince McMahon went to security and said, 'You find that SOB that did that. I don't care how much money it takes. You tell fans, you keep offering money until they say yes. $100, you know, if they don't want to do it for 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. So security was going around asking the fans and they weren't going to tell, so they end up doing a really high number, and one of the fans said he did it. Damn, what a snitch. Number 7. Kalisto. During an episode of 205 Live in 2017, Kalisto was on the outside of the ring selling when all of a sudden a full bottle of water smacked him in the face. This caused excessive damage to Kalisto and he needed stitches and even an MRI. Thankfully, the fan responsible for the injuries to Kalisto would be apprehended, but it was never disclosed what punishment came to the fan, but you have to assume legal action was involved. Number 6. Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is considered to be one of, if not the toughest wrestler to ever lace up a pair of boots. Lesnar is incredibly intimidating, and trying to provoke the former UFC champion is never a good idea. One fan during an episode of Raw in 2017 clearly had a death wish as he tried to actively provoke Lesnar. As Lesnar was making his way down to the ring, a fan threw a drink at Lesnar and his manager Paul Heyman. Rather hilariously, Lesnar no-sold the incident and he didn't look remotely fazed. The fan was insanely lucky that the drink didn't anger Lesnar, but nevertheless, the fan was no doubt kicked out of the arena and given a substantial ban from all WWE events. Number 5. Scott Hall. Now, it's not just WWE fans that have been prone to throwing objects in the ring, as the WCW audience were notorious for reacting to matches and promos by throwing drinks into the squared circle. One infamous incident of this took place when the late great Scott Hall was in the ring. Hall was in the ring alongside the rest of the New World Order when suddenly a fan threw a drink in the ring. The drink actually made contact with Hall's head, and Hall proceeded to use the liquid from the drink to slick back his hair. Seriously, no one is more smoother than Scott Hall was. Hall radiated star power in the majority of things he did in wrestling, but there are certain moments that paint a crystal clear image of why Hall was so beloved in the squared circle, and this was certainly one of them. Number 4. Shawn Michaels. Now, whilst it's okay to get annoyed with heels in wrestling, reacting by throwing objects is never okay, especially if that object is something as dangerous as a battery. In 1998, DX and Mike Tyson would host a live workout during the WrestleMania week. What was supposed to be a special event turned into an unfortunate night for Shawn Michaels as a fan threw a battery at HBK in the ring. The fan was removed from the event, but HBK was furious. He left the ring and immediately walked to the backstage area. The WWE legend had a discussion with Vince McMahon, and this eventually led to HBK finishing the event as originally planned. According to Bruce Pritchard, HBK wanted extra security placed on him, and WWE would have the police escort him everywhere leading up to WrestleMania 14 for his own protection. Number 3. Triple H and Stone Cold Steve Austin. An all-time classic went down at the 2001 No Way Out pay-per-view as Triple H and Stone Cold Steve Austin collided in a 3 stages of hell match. After Triple H got the win in a 40-match epic, Triple H was laying on top of Austin, and this was to sell the utter exhaustion of the match. But this was when some idiot decided to throw a beer directly at the wrestlers, and it made contact with Austin's face. Both men reacted instantly as they had to alter their positioning. It ruined a great moment, and the fan should have been utterly ashamed of himself. Number 2. Roman Reigns. In 2015, Roman Reigns was hated by a strong portion of the fan base, and one fan took this hatred a step too far. During a live event match, Reigns was wrestling Bray Wyatt when suddenly a fan threw a replica Money in the Bank briefcase in the ring, and it hit Reigns right on the back of the head. The fan was escorted out of the arena and he was banned from all future WWE events. The fan would later claim that fans were pushing him to throw the briefcase into the ring, but this didn't justify or excuse his reckless and dangerous actions. The head of the table would discuss the incident with the Miami Herald, and this is what the multi-time world champion had to say. I was confused at first. I thought Bray hit me in the head with a kendo stick, so immediately I was like, oh man, you're about to get it, brother. Oh, you're about to get your butt whooped. But then I looked down and I could see the briefcase, so then I'm trying to piece this thing together. If you see the video, you see me stand up to where I kind of got a little bit hot. Once I was able to process the situation in a matter of seconds, I knew what needed to be done, and our security team took care of it. It was just a bad choice by a 31-year-old man, throwing briefcases at entertainers while they're busting their butt for you. Everyone was on top of it. He was escorted out briefly after, and luckily for me, the briefcase was plastic so it didn't hurt, but it's scary. And number 1, Cody Rhodes. The main event of Night 2 of WrestleMania 39 left fans very disappointed as Cody Rhodes failed to finish the story and overcome Roman Reigns to become undisputed champion. One fan expressed his frustration with the match outcome by throwing a rubber chicken into the ring, and it landed right next to Rhodes. Why a fan had brought a rubber chicken to WrestleMania was unknown, and this quickly became a meme as it was quite an unusual sight seeing a defeated Rhodes lying in the ring next to a rubber chicken. Rhodes would even address the chicken during a promo on Raw, which was a smart move as the entire WWE fanbase was talking about it. But there you have it folks, 10 times WWE wrestlers had objects thrown at them in the ring. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.